Today I'm just going to show you what I do to pick my football bets stroke trades out. This is just for the UK leagues, but you can do this in any league you wanted to do. What I've done for several years now is fill my own basically statistics in, as you can see in front of you. These are just the UK. I've got Premier, Championship, League 1, League 2, and I've also got the Scottish. What I normally do is just fill this chart in as the games happen. For instance, last night there was a game which I believe was in the Championship, Birmingham City. So what I do, I just manually do this, 12. I also put in the first goal time, which in this case was in second minute, so I'll just change that to 5. Scroll along, and then what I'll do there is put in how many goals was in the first half. And they scored 3 in the first half, so I would change that to 10. They didn't score any in the second, so I can pass those 2 on there. That is the total of the goals that they've scored. And also put in when they concede. In this occasion, they conceded 2 goals in the second half, so I'll just fill that in for 9. I'll do exactly the same for the away team, which was Reading. Change that to 12. They scored in the second half, so I move over there. I put 4 there. And there they scored 2 goals, so that would change to 5. And same again for when they concede, which was 3 in the first half, so they concede 13. All that feeds into this spreadsheet here, where as you can see that you've got your home and your away form, and also they've got for the full season. So basically all it is how many games they've played, when they scored the first goal, only in the first half, so that's obviously 0 to 15, 16 to 30, 31 to 45. And there you go, they've scored 6 times in the first half, but they scored 10 goals in the first half. So therefore obviously some games would have been 2 goals, 3 goals in the first half. This just records how many times they scored. So they scored 6 times in 12 games in the first half. This one here is obviously, as it says there, oh sorry, that one there, 5 second half, so they scored 5 times in the second half in 12 games with 6 goals, and that is what they've conceded in either half, first half, second half. I also record the 2.5s, so like I say, on this occasion there was 5 goals, so I go to Birmingham, 4 plus, I'll change that to 3, and I'll go down to Reading and do exactly the same for Reading. And all this does is adds to these calculations down here, so I don't know if these games are up. I don't know who's playing today. Let's have a look. Bristol City Stoke's playing today, so what I'll do, I'll just change one of them just so you can see what happens. I'll just change that to Bristol City. Against Stoke. So Bristol City Stoke, and as you can see, these are statistics of the first 15 minutes, the second, third quarter. Chances of a goal in the first half, 73%. Chances in the second half, 1%. What all that leads down to is basically is this: 44% chance of both teams to score, 45% over 2.5. So I've been doing that for a number of years. This year I've done something a little bit different, and I've moved on to this one here, which is exactly the same thing, apart from that it doesn't have the first half 15-minute sections. So again, I'll just fill this in. What was the score? 3-2 to Birmingham. Birmingham's there, so Birmingham played Reading, and I'll just put 3-2 in there. And again, all this does is lead through to a it's on exactly the same thing. Last night's was championship. So again, you got your goal games, your goals conceded, games scored, and games conceded as well. Which again would lead to another sheet, which would be this one. And again, I've just got all the UK leagues on this one. And we'll go back to the Division 1 this time, because I believe Barnsley are playing. Yep, so this is already set up. So I've got Barnsley versus Burton. All the statistics again. But what I've done here, I've just done a little bit of a master sheet, so I can put that in there. Click on this, and I'll go to the Barnsley game. When I get it, I'm going past it. So I've got Barnsley at home, Burton away, and then it gives all my statistics what I need there. So they've had 9 games at home, 10 games away, goals, average goals scored. You can see all the information on here. Also, what this does, it predicts the score. It's a straightforward formula, nothing special, and you can add things to this to make it more accurate. This is just a box standard thing I've done. If you want me to expand on that, just let me know in the comments and I'll show you what I've done. Also, on top of that, I've done something else for this year, because these ones are all done manually. Obviously I can make mistakes, either copying it down wrong, I could miss a game out during the week or something like that. So therefore all these statistics would be wrong. But obviously this day and age with the World Wide Web, you can do things on there. So in this one, what I now do is just download the data from a website, which the one I use at the moment is Footy Stats. But obviously there's loads of websites out there you can do. So what I do, I just downdate it now. So all these are more accurate than what I do when I manually do it. And same thing again, I've just done the home table, I've done away table. And then more importantly, what I've added is obviously the form table. So this is the last 6 games. And then I've got last 6 home, last 6 away. And then I've got home goals, away goals, home goals conceded, etc, etc. Which again, all these through to one sheet. So this is League 1, what I've got up at the moment. And again, what we'll do is, what's the first game in League 1? It was Barnsley Burton. So I'll just change this to Barnsley Burton. So that's Barnsley against Burton. And again, all the statistics for the seasons come up. The first section, as you can see, is for the season. So that's home and away combined. All the statistics there. What I'm really looking at is both teams to score on over 2.5. That's what I'm mainly interested in this. I've then got your home and away. I've also got your last 6, which could be anything. It could be 4 home, 2 away. It could be 6 home, none away. And then I've got your last 6 home and last 6 away there. And all that combines to this. So again, on the season, I did better there. You got both teams to score, which would be 47%, over 2.5, 47%. But your average goal is 2.7. So that doesn't really make sense, but it does, if you know what you're talking about. That's what happens if it was a home side and away side. Again, as you can see, it rises quite a lot. 57, 57 to 3.1 goals. If it was just your last 6, again, 67, 50, 2.92. So again, the averages are of the last 6 is quite high. But then you've got your last 6 home and away. Both teams to score is pretty high again, but as you can see, the 0.25s has dropped and the goals has dropped. What I've then done here is that there is a combination of all these added together divided by 4. Then I've got this one here, which as you can see is home and away season plus the last 6 home and away as well added. And then that one there is just your form one, which is last 6 plus your last 6 home and away added together. So you can see on this one here, 67% for both teams to score, but it's under for the 2.5 goals. But your average goal is 2.83. Now it's difficult to work out why that is. Obviously, the goals itself is the match goals. So obviously, they may have lost 3-0. So obviously they've scored 0, but they've been in three goals. That's why that's higher than what that could be. So basically what I'm saying is they've probably conceded more than what they've scored themselves. And at the bottom, again, I've done a little table for predicting the score. As you can see, I've got 4 set up. Excuse me. As you can see, the first one is this on the season. So there would be a 1-1. They're expecting a 1-1 would be the highest one there. This one would be on a home and away kind of thing. And again, it's still 1-1, but it's dropped a little bit. This one here, I've just done a combination of both of those, which obviously is still 1-1 at 11.75. The bottom one here is the current form, so that would be the 6 games current form. And again, 1-1 still comes out on top, but the others are just slightly different, i.e. on that one there, it's got 0-0 would have been 7%. On this one, it's actually 4%. So that tells me there's more likely going to be more goals more in now in current form. So what I do is, using those, I try and predict what the score is going to be. So this was 2 weeks ago. The yellow cells there is actually the result. So Bolton Bristol was a draw. Both teams did score. It was under 2.5 goals, and the score was 1-1. So this is what this section is here. So the first week I did it, as you can see, there were 12 games. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only got 4 results correct. However, I'm not really bothered about this one here, because what I'm trying to do is these two here. That's what I'm more interested in, because these are the ones you can trade a lot better. So both teams to score was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 12. So that's 2/3. So that wasn't too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And same for the over 2.5s. And the score was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 12. So that was a pretty good week. If I would have traded these games this week, I would have made money. The second week I've done this, not as good. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 winners, but bear in mind there were 3 postponements this week, so therefore that's 5 out of 9, so that's over 50%. But only 3 out of 9 for both teams to score. 1, 2, 3, 5 out of 9 for the over 2.5s, which was not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 out of 9 for the correct scores. The correct scores, as you can see, I've predicted 5. The reason I've done 5 is because generally, if you do 5, it normally works out at 2.0, which is evens. So if any of these scores come up, it's one for one. Not always bang on that, but that's a general rule of thumb. So moving on to this week's predictions, this is what I come up with. The actual win, draw, away is me looking at the statistics and what I'm thinking. So this is what this section is here. both teams to score is what I've done via the percentages, which is normally this one here. And what I'm mainly looking at is this one here, because that's the current form. I also look at this one here, which is the home and away. And I decide, as you can see on this one, the main difference here is 0.25, where the home and away is 57%. But the last 6 is 46%. And this is what I have to work out which one I go with. So on this occasion, I've gone with a yes. Don't know if that's going to be good or not. So I'm expecting both teams to score on this one and over 2.5. And they're the predictions of the scores. Obviously, there's a lot of 0-1s, 1-0s and 1-1s, which is under 2.5. What I'm trying to do, well, which I'm going to start to do in the new year, is make records of every single game every week and keep a record and to see if this is going to be a good going forward or not. So these are all the predictions for today, which is the 17th of December 2022. Obviously, when I'm betting and trading, I don't bet and trade every single prediction. So I haven't bet every single result. I did not bet every single team to score. I did not bet every single 0.25 goals, etc., etc. What I try and do once I've done this table is find out maybe one or two which look certs. Obviously, there's no such thing as a cert, but this is what I do. Now, at the moment, the weather's quite bad here in the UK, and there's already been some cancellations, which is that's already a cancellation. So I'm just going to put a B for postponed. The Peterborough game is a cancellation. And the Port Vale game is also cancelled. So these are the cancellations. So obviously, when I do my 66 later on, I will take these out. Now, a lot of you out there be saying, well, I'm wasting my time. I don't need to do this because it's already out there on the World Wide Web. Like I say, I use Footy Stats as my main thing, but again, there's loads and loads out there. And also with Footy Stats, you can just load it up, go to what league you want, which obviously this is League One I'm looking at. At the top of all the games, and you can just click on this little icon here, and it will take you to the game, and it will give you all the predictions on here. It gives you all the wins, averages, scores, already done for you. Obviously, it gives you the last games, last home games, last away games. You can change that to all if you wanted, but I was looking at it at home. And again, it gives you all the statistics. But that's it. This is what I do on a Saturday morning normally. I go through it. Like I say, for a few years now, I've actually used this one where I fill it in. So I go to Division 1. It gives you all the statistics on here. I can change these to whatever who's playing. What was it? Barnes, they want it. I'll just stick it on here. What was it against Burton? So I can change any team I want to by just clicking on these, home and away. Oh, by the way, this section here is something I used to do, which I haven't done this year. I used to record the percentages of a home first half goal, second half goal, and I used to record them to see what would happen. If you're interested in this, I can go back over the years and show you what I used to do, just trying to predict a second half goal. That was the main reason for this one. But I haven't done it this year. I don't know why I haven't, but I just didn't do it. And like I said, this is, again, I wanted over 2.5, which is this section here. So I recorded how many goals. Like Accrington has had 1-0 this year. They've been in 6 games when there's been 1 goal. 4 games there's been 2, etc., etc. And like I say earlier, this is telling me there's going to be 59% chance of both teams to score and 47% chance of over 2.5 goals. Using this, which is stuff which has been downdated from the Footy Stats website. So obviously this is going to be accurate. And like I say, I get through to a table where I can put whatever team it is. I'll just pick another one out. Who's playing else? Let's pick. I don't know. Let's pick Sheffield Wednesday. So Sheffield Wednesday are playing Oxford. Right, so these are statistics for Sheffield Wednesday against Oxford. So the last 6, as you can see, they've scored 14 goals, conceded 6. So they've won the last 4 games at home, drawn 2, lost none. Now the Oxford have won 2, drawn 4, but also lost none. Now, as we know, Sheffield Wednesday is a good home team, and I think they're about the 3rd in the league at the moment. So normally you would say Sheffield Wednesday at home would be an home banker. But you can clearly see Oxford United away, the last 6 home and away, have not lost at all. And they've actually won 2, drawn 4. So, percentages of the both teams scoring 60%, 45%, but 2.9 goals. So again, 45% to be over 2.5. So obviously it's saying it's going to be under 2.5, but the average goal is 2.9 goals. So that tells you it's going to be over. So on this game, I would leave this game because even though Sheffield Wednesday at home are normally strong favourites, as you can see, Oxford, particularly the last 6 games, are pretty strong. Only conceding 5 goals in the last 6 games, or the last 6 away games, they only conceded 7, so that's just over 1 a goal. But they've also scored 11. So this is a tricky game, to tell the truth, and I would not do anything on this game, even though Sheffield Wednesday is normally a banker when they're at home. Anyway, this is what I do on a Saturday morning. I hope you find this video helpful. If you want me to expand on anything, please comment in the links below. In the links. If you'd like me to expand on anything, please let me know below, and I'll go into a bit more detail. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.